What's going on, y'all? I got Sully Brand in the building. What's good, y'all?
What's good with it, man? It's your boy Bounce Sully, the culture guy. We here with it, man. Daily homage.
All
Tune
that.
in, we in it. We getting it in.
All that. What's good, bro? So how you been?
Everything good. It's blessings, you know what I'm saying? Had to come out, show love, see what you was doing. Definitely was rocking with it.
Definitely.
Been doing YouTube interviews lately, but your brand, definitely what you doing and trying to reach and connect the cultures, bridging that gap, had to be a part of it. Spoke to me.
So you been doing other YouTube interviews and stuff like that?
Yeah, I just did another YouTube interview with my homegirl Anthony White. She got an interview segment called Exposure, and it was real dope. So it's like, and then on top of that, I did a couple like last semester just going on talking about like my brand inspirations and like tapping in with the culture and seeing like the expansion over the years, like how long I've been doing it.
Okay, shout out to all them, all that. Yeah, that's
sure.
what's up. What's up. So we got your brand Sully. So when did you start Sully?
Man, I started doing this brand the summer going into my senior year of high school, so 2015. So I'm 4 years in. Next year, make it 5. Man, it's crazy. Like when I started, only thing I was starting with was like wristbands. So it's just like basically just like a movement just to get everybody buzzing like around positivity and like connecting. I was just thinking like, what can I do to make everybody connect with it, but it don't gotta be necessarily like something that's OD. So I was just looking around, like, oh, well, everybody wear wristbands at the time.
Oh yeah, that was definitely back in the day.
That
was definitely the back in the day move.
Everybody like, dang, yeah, wristband, just a wristband. Just have something on your wrist. And then I really didn't tap into clothing for real until like the fall of my senior year, like really going into it. My first
high school.
Yeah, high school.
Okay.
My senior year was just like regular basic T-shirt with a screen print on it, you know what I'm saying? That said hashtag Stay Sully. It was burgundy, metallic silver. So after that, like the buzz started picking up. The south side of Raleigh, I had it on lock as far as wristbands.
That's where you from?
Yeah, that's from Raleigh, North Carolina. South side native, Extra 300.
But it's based out of Winston or based out of?
Nah, it's just it's based out of Raleigh, but like my brand gonna go wherever I go.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So like if I move to Italy, it's gonna be in Italy. If I move to Cali, I'm gonna be in Cali. But you know what I'm saying? I always pay homage to the South because you know what I'm saying. Going through those trials and tribulations molded me and my brand into what I am now. Just like hustling, like before anything, I'm a hustler first.
I feel
you know what I'm saying? So it's just like putting my all into the brand, and then like feeding off like the culture and bringing it to life through like different pieces. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just like dope to see like how it came together. But yeah, just started wristband in a dream, dog, and I didn't even really plan on like going into clothing, but once I tapped into it, like, I always was like that kid. I was fresh, dope, knew it was hot, you know what I'm saying? Sneak out, have mad sneakers, you know what I'm saying? Just like tapping in, just like with our culture, like how dope it is. So I was just like, once I moved in clothing, it seemed like it was the right thing to do.
Okay, that's what's up.
For sure.
So was it hard making your brand, like just like putting everything together? Like you one of the trials and tribulations about that.
It definitely was a task because it was I actually didn't even know what I wanted to do, like where I was going with it. So I had a project in my senior year. It was like it was a business management class. We had to make a product and we had to make a business plan for it, and then we had to make a brand name, brand recognition. So when I came up with it, I got an A on the project in the class, but I figured like it's so dope. Let me keep moving forward with it. So then, like, over the years, of course, like, the meaning of the brand, everything has changed, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, like, finding that one solid meaning. It's just, like, solely itself is based off the sole of a shoe. And then all that is standing, like, firm on what you believe in, as long as it's a representation of yourself in a positive manner. You're, like, making sure everybody understand, like, why you stay solely about this. Some people tell me, like, oh, I stay solely by playing basketball. I stay solely by getting dressed. I love fashion. Oh, I love music. I put my all into it. That's how I stay solely. I stand 10 tones on it. Like, it's firm. This is what I'm doing. So it's just like correlating all that into the brand and making sure you got a solid foundation was probably like one of the toughest things about like starting it and keeping it flowing. Because of course it's like you're gonna have dead periods. And you're gonna have periods where it's like you really at a high that you can't come down from. So it's just like you got to make sure you stay like consistent with your brand. You got to make sure you stay consistent with posting. You got to make sure your marketing is consistent. You got to make sure, you know what I'm saying, you're not on Twitter wilding out. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, we got brands, but like us entrepreneurs, especially like this urban culture where it like come to street fashion, we're still real people at the end of the day. Exactly. So like sometimes we do want to like wild out, but it's just like you got to realize. You got to think of it as a business wise. Yeah, you can't retweet certain things. You can't quote certain things. There's certain conversations and like, especially like with politics and like the whole, you know what I'm saying, just like people different movements. You can't comment on everything because it's like, yeah, your brand probably done took on like an entity of its own, But it's like, even though it's his own entity, it's still a part of you as much as you are a part of your brand. So it's just like realizing those things and like going through those different trials and tribulations is just like, that's probably like the hardest part of it. But like, you got a solid team around you, like they'll like keep you on the float. Like my brother, like there's certain stuff I say sometimes, like I'll be on live, he'll hit me like instantly, like, oh, you can't say that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I'd be like, all right, bet, maybe I was off my rocker. You know, players fuck up sometimes.
That's real though. Most people can't admit that. You know, most people can't. No, most people don't got yes men in their circle. Or I mean, not yes men. Not yes men in their circle. Like people that tell them like, oh, that's
that's why you gotta cut those people out. Like
they got yes men in their circle.
Yeah, you don't never want that. Probably like those people, you be like, oh, okay, they just gonna go wherever I want to go with. Like my brother would tell me like, nah, that ain't it. Like before I do a design, I'll run it by him, then I'll run it by my other brothers, and they'll be like, all right, that's it. Or then like they'll tell me straight up too at the same time, like, nah, that ain't hot. And you can't be like, get out my face.
You a hater, man. You hating on here. Most people do that.
But it's like you gotta go back to the drawing board. And you know what I'm saying, come back around with a different scheme, and then maybe it'll be dope. Because, like, of course, everybody, when you put it out, they're going to be like, oh, that's dope, that's dope, that's dope. But I don't pay attention to, like, the comments or, like, the positivity. I be asking people what don't you like about it or what you would have changed. And then, like, those comments and those that feedback, I value that feedback more because it's like I could take all that and I could put it into the brand now and change it. Unless it's the margin for error for them being like, I don't really like it.
Do you get overwhelmed by that? You know, because sometimes you can't listen to everybody. So how do you balance that? Like, just
it gets overwhelming. But what I had to learn, I was reading this book. I'm still reading it now. It's called Power versus Force, and it was just talking about like validation. And what you can't do is like you can't search for validations through other people's opinions that's not in the same lane as you. So it's like I can't tell if you're a NASCAR racer. And I ain't never drove NASCAR before, I can't tell you, like, you suck. Because if I get out there and do it, I'm probably not going to be good. So, like, if you're a hooper and you tell me, like, oh, you stitched this wrong, well, I'm going to be like, well, tell me what you know about stitching. Tell me what you know about putting colorways together. Tell me what you know about taking a brown shirt and putting life into it because it's such a bad color. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it get overwhelming because sometimes people are like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. I think this would be dope. But then it's like, you got to understand, once you making clothing and you putting a price on it and you trying to sell it, you're automatically in the same run with Gucci, Dior, any of the top labels, anybody in PacSun. Even though you might not be on the same scale as the following, all they're doing is taking clothing, getting a creative team, putting a price on it, selling it.
It takes years too.
And it takes years. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to stay there. Like you got to stick to your script.
They 10 toes.
Got to, because like you're gonna be the person who writes your narrative. So like if you take validation from other people, then it's like you letting them control your narrative, and then your brand will be like something that you don't really want. It'll be something that you be like, this is completely different than what I started with.
True.
So it's overwhelming, but you just gotta stick to your script.
Yeah, I feel like that's what's up though. You stand 10 toes about what you're doing and everything. Indeed. Well, you got a couple pieces. Is this part of your new collection, or what's going on with that?
It's a couple pieces. I had mad more stuff. I had a pop-up shop last week at the Alphas and the Q's through cookout, but it's just like okay, for sure. So it's just like this right here. This a hoodie piece. This came this for the fall 2019 collection. Light blue Carolina hoodie, soft pink touch. On this side right here, I don't know if y'all can see it, but it'll say in quotations fall 2019. So it's gonna be probably about 10 of these in this series. This is a series from last year. Orange hoodie, multicolored stitch with a heart under it. So I use the heart mostly the stuff that I do to identify my brand. You know what I'm saying? So it's just more so like making sure people understand that it's like love here. It's love in this part of the culture. Like I'm not trying to be like no tough guy. I'm not trying to have like no gun stitched on my stuff. None of that. Like this culture, it's not for you.
Strictly
like
positive.
if it's strictly positive. So if you're looking for like anything like that, that ain't it.
What's going on with the one with the brain on it? What's that? All
right, so this right here, this is a concept me and my brother came up with, man. It's the soul food concept. So dealing with the soul food, everybody knows soul food is like when you think of it, it's like back home, down home roots. Like I'm about to go get pecan pie, anything that's like make you feel good, food for the heart. So it's like with me, you know, my thing is solely so instead of putting like the SOUL, I did the SOLE, and just for like this that clothing, this that culture that give you more than you just being a consumer. Like I don't want you to just buy a shirt and be like, all right, that's it. Like when you buy the shirt, I want you to know when I see you in it, I'm gonna get dope, I'm gonna get hyped. Like, oh, you got that shirt on, how it's doing, how it's feeling. does it fit right? How you fit? How you put it together? I want you to feel good when you put it on.
Okay. So, how does your brand fit? Like, is it like unisex or does it slim fit? Because I'm tall and slinky, so I need something that fits right.
100%. Everything unisex, but everybody tell me like most people say it's true to size. Some people say it runs big, but if it runs big within the shirt, it'll come the label and it'll come the stick that tell you like how the shirt fits, the proper way to wash it, so you get the best results. Cause this ain't screen print, it's stitching. So it's like, you know, it's like different ways you gotta wash it, different ways you gotta dry it. You know what I'm saying? So, but pretty much everybody tell me like, yeah, it fit perfect. I get people like tell me all the time like, oh, it's soft, smell good, it wash good.
You put your own spray on it?
I don't even put my own spray on it, man.
But how is it smelling good?
That's what I'm telling you. I get some of the weirdest messages like, yo, it smell good. I be like, it must be USPS, man, because it couldn't have been me. Like, I don't even put no spray on it or anything. But yeah, people always tell me like, yo, it's a perfect fit. Like, I like the way it sit on me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I guess it's more so like how you like your clothes to run. Like right now, I know like for certain people like in the urban, like in the fashion, it's like they like the big fit. You know what I'm saying? But then some people like me, I don't really like the big baggy fit as much. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. That ain't really my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't throw me no oversized tee, you know, have me walking around looking like a teacup. You know what I'm saying? I'm good on that. But that's pretty much it, though. People tell me, like, it fit perfect. Like, I love the way it fit. When I get that feedback, I be like,
yeah,
you doing something right. And it's quality. You know, I always get the best thing I can always ask for is, like, honesty. And I'd be like, yo, what do you think? Like, do you feel like that shirt or that hoodie was worth that much? Like, and they go over, like, yo, the stitching in place. I done washed it 5 times. I done hooped in it. I done catch up on it, came out, and it's perfect. Like, I'm coming back again. So I'm like, all right, bet.
And then you did the stitching yourself too?
Man, the stitching come, man. Me and my brother, we get it in. My homeboy E, we all get it in. You know what I'm saying? It's like real raw. Like when you get in that lab. Okay. You know, it's bad.
And
like,
you taught yourself how to do this, or did you?
Nah, my homeboy Mad E.
He knows how to do all that?
Man, yeah.
Okay, shout out to him.
He's a beast.
Shout out to him.
He's a beast.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
He definitely he put me on like with like different colorways and like learning how to like
different palettes and stuff.
Like just being like not having a ceiling for like.
What do you mean?
You know what I'm saying? Like certain brands, you can see like I know exactly like even though they're not dropping that right now, I can guess what they got coming out next. You know what I'm saying? It's like Jordan, like yeah, he probably gonna come out with something red, black and white. He probably gonna come out with something green. He probably gonna come out with something. Oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. These J's might be green. E made it so it's like you don't never want them to guess what your next design can look like. Okay. So it's like you didn't want to put a ceiling on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just basically like not having a ceiling with designs and all that simply means like not having consumers being able to guess what you can put out next. Okay.
So you would never have no type of theme on like on Halloween, have like an orange theme? Or...
I'll have themes, but it's like no two pieces will ever be the same. They might be similar, but they won't be completely the same. You know what I'm saying? The only time I stitch 2 pieces the same way if it's like a drop. You know what I'm saying? That'd be it. Other than that, like, I want you to be the only person walking around in it. That way, like, even if you wear it in Paris, you like, I'm gonna kill him with this because I know ain't nobody got it on. If you on camp and it's Wednesday, fried chicken Wednesday, you know, your shirt, you ain't got to worry about walking around seeing it on. Because everybody in college, like, they go to PacSun, they go to Foot Lockers, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get the same tee. Eventually, you're going to run into it. But, like, with my brand, what comes unique is, like, most of the time, exclusive? It's exclusive. You don't really got to worry about walking around in it. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, with hoodies, you can send me the design so you know it's just for you. Okay. So I feel like that'd be like one of the dopest things.
Yeah, that's dope. Okay. For sure. So can we expect a website anytime soon? Or?
Yeah, for sure. So the website, the thing is, the only reason the website hasn't dropped now because the domain, I just don't get the feel that is like the time for it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's just like adding in the pictures and making sure everything slide the right way and it's all like organic. Like I'm the kind of person like anything with business, if I don't do like my homework on it and I'm completely prepped for it, I won't like dabble into it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I don't feel like 100% positive about it and I got even a little bit of doubt in it, I know it's not gonna work, so I don't really mess with it. I'll work on it and work on it and work on it, so when I drop it, it's like perfect. I'm a perfectionist in a way, but I know everything can't be exactly perfect. But it's just like I want it to be like when you own that website, you know it's like solely like when you go to Apple and you go to their store, you know you in the Apple store. Yeah, true. Everything in that store is like, yo, this is it's Apple. When you in Foot Locker and you go to the House of Hoops, you know you in Foot Locker. It's like, man, yo, I can sit in here, I can chill. If you on their website, you know it's like, All right, bet. Like, you go to Flight Club website, it's like, yo, this is Flight Club. They store, it reflects their website and how their style is.
Okay.
So, yeah, but just, that's coming soon, though. Don't even trip
Hey,
on that.
bro, up through the DMs, though.
Yeah, don't even trip on that.
Coming.
Trust me, I got y'all. I ain't had no complaint yet. Everything good. Everything shipping be good. All that.
Do you own solely, like, LLC? Were you ever scared somebody would ever take it? Like, do your process on how long did it take for you to get your LLC and all that?
It definitely it's a process. It's a long process. But my mom back in high school, she made me do it. You know what I'm saying? Back in high school, she made me do it.
So you kept up with it too.
Kept up with it because you got to pay fees.
Yeah, you got to pay.
You know what I'm saying? You got to pay fees, and what it is like solely itself. I mean, it's just with any brand name. It could be different brand names, and it might be pronounced different. Anything, you know what I'm saying? But with my brand name under Solely Culture, that's it. That's mine. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like. And then you got to add in, like, the meaning behind it when you start registering your brand, go to North Carolina government, get the deeds, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely ownership is important because it's like you're able to do whatever you want to do with your brand. And if you see somebody biting it, you know what I'm saying? If I start seeing somebody else doing solely with multicolored letters, I'm going to be like,
oh, hold on.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to go to court. We're going to clean that up. Cause I'm not even going to trip. You know what I'm saying? That's just to cover my end and making sure everything was straight. But another thing with my brand is I do a whole lot of concepts where it's like, it's not solely, but it's just under my brand. So it's really like a big umbrella because I got different avenues that I can, like, come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got the soul food. I got this solely right here. I got Solely Culture, Souls in the Walls. It's just different avenues that, like, my brand goes to. So it's just, like, it's hard, but it's, like, making sure, like, you covered on the back end and just register your brand. You know what I'm saying? Pay the fee, invest in yourself because it'll be worth it in the end of the day. The ownership is important.
Okay.
You know?
You got any advice for anybody that's trying to make their brand or any tips or anything like that?
Anybody that's trying to hop into this industry or any industry really dealing with, like, our culture, I would say the best piece of advice I can give you is stick to your script and don't let nobody tell you, like, what's wrong or what's right. If you got a vision for yourself, reach your vision because you can't tell me the sky's the limit and it's footprints on the moon. That's just me.
That's real, man. But no, I appreciate you coming through my studio, man. Most people won't do that, but that's real right there. You know?
100%. I saw what you was doing, man. It was dope. I had to come up here and show some love. You know what I'm saying? Exposure for everybody, man. Exactly. If I'm getting it, you getting it. Vice versa. Exactly. We keeping that dollar black. We showing love. Exactly. It's black on black businesses. That's just perfect real. For me. That's all I'm about. You know what I'm saying? So y'all make sure y'all come check Daily Homage out. Get your interview if you hustling. If you're not hustling, don't hit my man up. He ain't even got time for that. We hustling over here.
No small talk.
No small talk. You're not hustling. You're not trying to get no exposure. We don't even got time for it. Everybody need to be a hustler now.
That's real.
We're trying to be happy with our job. We don't want to be going to work and we hate our job. Exactly. We're not selling out. Like, we're going to do whatever we love and we're going to keep pushing 100%. Y'all check my man out.
Recognize. All right, man. Just like that.